Well, hi, welcome to my lesson today. Today is going to be on painting tree branches. It's really easy. There's a simple little secret to it, which most people know, but anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Well, before I get started on my lesson today, I had a question from Mike about recycling my thinner and how I do it. And so I thought I would just go ahead and show you today. This is my old thinner. This is used, and what I do is I find a small jar, or whatever jar would accommodate this amount, and I pour it into this jar. Now there's a lot of sediment in the bottom, so I just swish it around till I get all that out. Okay, and then what I do is just cap this, and then I set it aside and just let it sit for several days. After probably a week, now this has only been sitting for a day or two, so you can't really see it, but after a week, the sediment will all settle to the bottom. I think you can probably see this. And it'll become crystal clear as it sets. So then once that's set and it's all clear, all the sediment is at the bottom, all the liquid is clear, then I will pour it into my clean container. Now this has been recycled, and as you can see, this comes out perfectly clear. So for me, it's like a three-step process, and it really works. You can recycle this thinner over and over and over, and it'll be good until it starts smelling really bad. Once you can't stand the smell anymore, then I would dispose of it. But anyway, today we're talking about tree branches. Tree branches are really easy if you know how. It's just a matter of just learning this little bit of technique. So what I want to do is just dip slightly into thinner. I just want to thin. I'm using well, actually all I'm using is one color. It's just burnt sienna. That's all for branches. And I've got an old Grumbacher brush. This is just a really old one. It's a flat brush, and I'm just loading both sides of the brush. And all I want to do is put in a trunk. Now when you're doing a tree trunk, think about something interesting. You don't want just a plain old trunk that goes nowhere and does nothing. So think of some design that would be interesting. It's always nice if you have a crook in a tree, a little bit of an angle, and just fill that in. And as you get to the top, kind of taper off to a point. And let's have another one coming off this way. More thinner. It's getting, you need to keep it moist enough so that it flows easily. Yeah, that's better. And I still want to make this just a bit thicker down here. Still was a little bit too thin. That's better. Now that's so much more interesting than just a stick straight tree that has a couple of branches. So anyway, okay, so much for this brush. What I want you to do now is pick up a liner brush, but use any brush that you like. Dip it into thinner, and I want to make this almost like liquid ink. And I always say 6 drops, but if you can do it in less than 6, that's fine. But can you see how this is running? See, it's just like ink. And that's exactly what you want. When you put your brush in, put it in and twirl it, twist it. And that will just load your brush with paint and then pull it off at the point. Now that brush is properly loaded. So what you want to do is look for an area that would have a branch coming out of it. So I see a branch right here. and kind of shake and cross over branches. Every time I go away, I'm just loading my brush. That's one. See this little crook here? That's another one right there. I'm going to taper off that. Kind of what you're looking for is spaces that don't have anything in them. No, I like that one. I'm going to leave that. I want to add more paint to my brush. This one I'm going to bring off here, right off the top of the canvas. See, when you shake, you can just get so many interesting things. Maybe there's one coming off down this way. You want to keep that tree as interesting as possible. And if all the branches are just in like one little clump, that is not really exciting. So let's go, let's see, let's carry this one off a little bit further. Let's see, I see this is open, this is open. We could have one coming right in here. Now this is only if you're doing like dead tree branches. If you're making a leaf tree, I wouldn't go to all this work, but this is just great for just, you know, plain branches. Maybe you've got a broken one here. That's all it is, just a little, kind of like a little stump. This one could use, whoops, let's get some more here. It's getting too thin. This one could use something more. A little more thinner. And this is something that you'll just get a feel for after you work it for a while. Hope my head is not getting in the way. Anyway, as you can see, you just want to be very delicate. I don't know what happened to this one, but there. Okay. You just want to be very delicate with your branches and just a lot of thinner, a lot. Make it ink thin, and just look for little joints that make a little turn, and that's where you want to put a branch in. And then at the bottom, my goodness, oh, let's get some more thinner here. It's the same thing for doing like twigs or something, if you want to do twigs. Grasses, same principle. You just have to have the paint really, really thin. And that's pretty much all there is to doing a branches on a tree or a twig, whatever. So take that lesson and see how I brace my arm. Sometimes if I want to do something different here, I don't like the way that one ended, so we'll just change it. But I just brace my arm to hold my other hand. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, well, that's it. Well, that was it. Simple, easy. It's just a matter of learning how to maneuver that brush and making sure that you get it wet enough. Try tree branches. It's a lot of fun. You can put them in a lot of different paintings. And so anyway, happy painting till next month. Bye-bye.